In this video, let's see how to crochet this beautiful mesh stitch bow hair tie, which you can also use it as a back charm. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to DIYKraftZ. For this project, I'm using loops and threads. It's a lightweight, weight 3, 100% acrylic yarn and a crochet hook of 2.5 mm. You can use any similar kind of yarn with its suitable hook size. Now let us begin by making a slip knot. Take the starting tail end in your left hand. Hold the thread and make a circle with the working thread as shown in the video. Now from the center, insert your crochet hook, take the working thread and pull up a loop. Hold the loop on the hook and pull the starting tail end, and this completes the slip knot. Adjust the working thread and let's start making the foundation chain. Yarn over and pull up a loop. That's chain 1 and this one is chain 2, and we are going to make total chain 20. So let's continue. That's chain 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now put a stitch marker in this 18th chain. This stitch marker helps us in identifying the stitch and also for the counting purpose. So put your stitch marker in the 18th chain and then continue with the rest of the 2 stitches. So that's 19th chain and 20th chain. So total, this is the foundation chain of 20. Now starting from your crochet hook, count the 8th chain backwards. So that's the loop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And into this 8th chain, we are going to work our first half double crochet. So we have existing 1 loop on the hook. Begin with yarn over and put your needle into this 8th chain. Yarn over and pull up a loop from the chain. Now you will have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw the yarn out of all the 3 loops at a time. And that is your half double crochet, and this forms the first square of your mesh stitch. Then let's continue. Make chain 2. Now skip the next 2 chains on the foundation chain, and in the next chain we have to make the next half double crochet. Again begin with yarn over, insert the needle into the top loop of the chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, and you will have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw the yarn through all the 3 loops, and this gives you the second square of the mesh stitch, and we are going to repeat this pattern throughout the row. So chain 2, skip the next 2, and in the next chain we are going to make a half double stitch. Yarn over, insert the needle and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw the yarn through all the 3 loops. Again chain 2, yarn over, skip the next 2 chains, and in the later chain insert your crochet hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and again you'll have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and make the half double crochet, and then chain 2, skip the next 2 chains, and in the last chain insert your crochet hook to make the last half double crochet of your row 1. So after completing the row 1, we will have 5 squares, or let us say 6 stitches including the chain 2. Now going to the second row, we have to make chain 4. So that's chain 2, 3 and 4. Now we have to put a stitch marker in the second chain, and this stitch markers always helps us to identify where to put the last stitch. So to avoid confusion and also to help with the counting, it helps us to identify it very easily. So into the second chain, or you can also count backwards from the crochet hook. It is the 3rd chain from the hook. into that second chain we will put our stitch marker. Now turn your project to the back side. And now on the top of the first row we are going to work the second row. So we will put the needle directly on top of the half double crochet. So we are going to skip these 2 chains, and on the top of the half double stitch into the both front and back loops of the stitch, like into the V shape of the stitch, we will insert the needle and we will do the half double crochet for the second row. Again pull up a loop, yarn over and draw through all the 3 loops, and that is the first square of the mesh stitch in your second row. Now chain 2, skip the next 2 chains, and in the next half double stitch insert your needle into both front and back loops, pull up a loop and make a half double crochet. That's the second square, and you will see that the squares are on top of each other. Again chain 2, skip the next 2 chains, and in the on the top of the half double stitch we are making the next half double stitch. Chain 2, half double stitch on top of the previous half double stitch again, and that completed the four squares, and we are going to do the last square. Chain 2, and remember the stitch marker that we have put into the 18th chain. Into that chain we are going to make the last half double stitch of the second row, and this helps us, see, we can easily put the needle in that one. Remove the stitch marker, identify the loop from where you have removed the stitch, you removed the marker, insert your needle into that loop, pull up a loop and make your last half double stitch of the second row. And this is how we have completed 2 rows of the mesh stitch. Let's continue to the third row. Begin with chain 4, that's 3 and 4. Again take out your stitch marker and put it into the second chain. That is the second chain. You put your stitch marker and then again turn your work from the front to the back side to continue to the third row. And just like how we have done for the second row, we are going to make 1 half double crochet on top of each and every half double crochet from the previous row. So that's the first box of the third row. Again chain 2, and on top of the previous half double stitch insert your crochet hook and make another half double stitch. Again chain 2, and the next HDC on top of the previous HDC. Chain 2, HDC on top of previous HDC. Chain 2, remove the stitch marker from the second chain, identify the chain from which you are removing the stitch marker, hold it properly and then put your needle in that stitch. Now yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and complete your half double crochet. So this completes the third row, and in every row we will have 6 stitches and 5 squares for the mesh stitch. Again chain 4 and put a stitch marker in the second chain, and we are going to continue the same thing again and again until you have the required length. So for this project we are making a total of 60 rows. So this is 3 rows and we are going to continue it until 60 rows are completed. So here I am making the last half double crochet of the 60th row, and once it is done, make chain 1 and then cut the yarn, leaving a tail end of 3 to 4 inches. That's good enough for us to weave in the tail end. Now pull up the loop on the hook out of the chain 1, and that completes the closing knot. Now we have this long rectangular strap with mesh stitch. Gently stretch the stitches to make look more aligned. Now fold the rectangular strap in a bow shape as shown in the video. Just like that, it's a bow shape is done. And now take a long piece of white color yarn and hold the stitches at the center part of the bow. And now hold this yarn at the center part of the bow and wrap the yarn around the center for multiple times until it holds the good shape. And then you secure it with a couple of knots on the back side of the bow. So adjust the bow shape on the front side slightly by pulling those stitches according to the angle of the bow shape. And now on the back side you can take a hair tie. If you wanted to make it like a back charm, you can add a foundation chain, the long strap of foundation chain, and attach it on the back side. And here, as I am planning to make it like a hair tie, I am using the black color hair tie and again wrapping it around the center part for a couple of times. And I'm again using the starting and the finishing threads of this long white color yarn and making couple of knots on the back side of the hair tie, and then cut the excess yarn onto the back side. Now we have to weave in the tail ends from this knots and also the starting tail end and the finishing tail end of the mesh stitch work. So for this, insert the starting tail end, insert the tail end into the tapestry needle and weave in this into the nearby stitches. You don't really have to know exactly in this stitch only you have to put it. It's nothing like that. Whatever stitches are nearby, you just hide the tail end into those stitches so that the tail ends are barely visible through the stitches. After the tail end is hidden into the stitches, you can just trim and take out the excess thread from the project. And we are going to repeat the same thing on the other tail ends as well. And that's it. Your cute mesh stitch bow hair tie is ready. I hope you all enjoyed watching this tutorial. Do give this pattern a try and let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. The written pattern is given in the description. Do check it out. Don't forget to share your work to me on Instagram. See you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, share it and subscribe to DIYKraftZ.